She's M-A-M-I-E. Yes, she believes in me. She reads a story from a book or two. She's M-A-M-I-E. Mammy's Corner! Hello, my littles. Welcome to Mammy's Corner, and I'm Mammy. But you already knew that, didn't you? Yes, you did. It is time to say our affirmations. Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, stand up and say it loud. Ready? I am loved. You sure are loved, my littles. Let's say it loud one more time. Ready? I am loved. Very good. Now, besides your parents who loves you, that's right, God loves you. But who else loves you? Mammy loves you. And don't you go forgetting that. All right, next one. Really loud. Ready? I am good. You are good, aren't you? You better be good. Be good. Ready? One more time. I am good. Good job. Now for the last one. I am kind. Are you kind? Yes, you are. Let's say it one more time. I am kind. Good job, my littles. Now, don't forget, take your remote, arrow it down, move it over, and hit that thumbs up. Let Mammy know that you like my stories that I read to you. It warms my heart because it tells me that you love me just by doing that thumbs up. Are you ready? Okay, so I want you to get your chair, nice comfortable spot. You got your spot, do you? Now, we need to cuddle. It is time for cuddling time for Mammy to read your story. So, first, grab your favorite cuddle blanket. Got your favorite cuddle blanket? Mammy's got hers. Then what do we need? That's right. We need our favorite cuddle pillow. Oh, cuddle, cuddle, cuddle. What else is next? That's right, your favorite stuffy. This is Buddy. Buddy's my favorite stuffy. Where's your favorite stuffy? You got it? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's get started. Let's get storytelling now. You ready? Here we go.
All right, we're going to be the next story of Brother Bear. Let's see what happens. Do-do-do. So we left off in the story that Sitka got, unalived. Poor Sitka. And now we have Kenai and Denahi for the next one. So this is called Through the Eyes of a Bear. Do-do-do. So Kenai ran as fast as he could, stopping only to pick up clues to lead him to the bear. Finally, he found the bear and chased it through a rocky canyon to the top of a high ridge. Boy and beast, they faced each other and began to battle. After a fierce struggle, the bear fell on Kenai just as he lifted a spear. Kenai scrambled to his feet and looked down at the huge animal. Filled with anger, Kenai let out a cry. Denahi heard the scream. He raced forward to find his brother. Kenai looked up at the sky. Blinding shafts of light shone down on him and the bear. Kenai tried to run, but wherever he turned, light exploded around him. He pierced one of the beams with a spear, then watched, amazed, as animal spirits poured from the light and began to swirl around him. Sitka! Kenai said suddenly. Kenai stared in wonder at Sitka's eagle spirit. Whoa, look at that. As he swooped down in front of him, gently Sitka lifted Kenai into the air. As the lights and spirits surrounded him, Kenai changed. He became a bear! What? Whoa! Denahi raced to the top of the mountain to find Kenai. Instead, he saw a bear standing next to Kenai's torn clothes and spear. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the ground between them, and Kenai, the bear, was hurled backward over a cliff to the raging river below. Oh no, how scary! Denahi remembered what Kenai had said. A man wouldn't just stand there and do nothing. Following his brother's wishes, Denahi tied Kanu's totem to a spear and prepared to hunt the bear. He didn't know it was really Kenai. Oh no! What's gonna happen? Oh, Mammy's scared now for Kenai. When Kenai finally washed up on the banks of the river, Tanana was waiting. Kenai tried speaking to her, but she couldn't understand him. I don't speak bear, she explained. Bear? Kenai examined his reflection in the river and realized what had happened to him. He desperately tried to ask Tanana to turn him back into a boy. Kenai, listen to me. Sitka did this, she said, trying to calm him. If you want to change, take it up with your brother's spirit. You'll find him on the mountain where the lights touch the earth. Tanana vanished before telling Kenai where the mountain was. He would have to find the place all on his own. He made his way over to a pair of moose brothers named Rut and Took to ask for help. "Ah!" screamed the moose. "Please don't eat us!" Kenai tried to explain that he wasn't really a bear. "Well, gee, said Rut. "You're one big beaver." Kenai gave up and walked away. He would find the mountain some other way. Whoosh! Kenai stepped into a trap and suddenly was hanging upside down from a tree. Oh no, look at that. As he struggled to free himself, a bear cub named Coda approached. "You need to get down. Let me help," Coda offered, swinging a stick at Kenai. "Ow! Stop that!" shouted Kenai. "I don't need some silly bear's help. I just need the stick." So Coda sat down and watched. And while he watched, Coda talked and talked and talked. Finally, after nearly a whole day had passed, Kenai agreed to let the cub help him. And he did. Kenai flew into the air and landed with a thud. Moments later, Coda sniffed the air. He smelled something. Something dangerous. "Run!" the cub shouted as he took off into the woods. Just then, Denahi emerged from behind a tree. "You found me!" Kenai cried out in relief. "You wouldn't have believed the nightmare this has been." But all Denahi heard was growls from his enemy, the bear. He raised his spear. Kenai quickly realized he was being hunted by his own brother. Oh no, little Mammy is so scared. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Kenai ran until he spotted the ice cave where Coda was hiding. The pair sat motionless as Denahi walked across the ice above their heads. Finally, Denahi left. Coda asked Kenai to go with him to the big salmon run. "I'm not taking you to any salmon run," Kenai said grumpily. But Coda insisted, explaining that he had lost his mother and hoped to find her there. "Come on," he said. "There's lots of bears and tons of fish, and every night we watch the lights touch the mountain." Kenai couldn't believe it. Coda was going to the very place Kenai wanted to go. The place where Kenai could speak to Sitka's spirit and change back into a human. Coda was such a chatterbox that Kenai didn't know how long he'd be able to stand him. But he decided he would do anything to get to the mountain where the lights touched the earth. He had to find a way to become human again. So, after a good night's sleep in the cave, Kenai and Coda were on their way. Coda loved every minute of their long journey. He felt safe traveling with a big bear and started to look up to Kenai as an older brother. Kenai wasn't exactly overjoyed about traveling with a pesky bear cub, but he had to admit that Coda could be fun every once in a while. Oh my goodness, look at that. Are they in the mud? Oh man, how funny. Along the way to the salmon run, Rut and Toot caught up with the bears. The moose had seen Denahi and they hoped Kenai would protect them from the hunter. "We lost the hunter back under the glacier," Kenai responded. "So you don't think he'll follow those?" asked Rut, looking at the bear's tracks. "I've got an idea," Kenai said as he spotted some mammoths. He jumped onto a mammoth's back, just as he had when he was a human. Soon, animals big and small were hitching rides. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh my goodness, how funny. I bet that one's Coda. Oh my goodness. The next day, Kenai and Coda stumbled upon an abandoned village. There they found a cave wall covered in tribal paintings. The handprints on the wall were just like the ones back in Kenai's village. One painting showed a hunter and a bear. Kenai's heart filled with rage toward the grizzly as he remembered losing Sitka. "Those monsters are really scary," Coda said, "especially with those sticks." Kenai suddenly realized that Coda was talking about men, not bears. The two continued their journey through the forest. Finally, Coda ran up a hill and pointed at the Valley of Fire. It was filled with jagged cliffs and blasting steam. "The salmon run's not far," Coda said. "We just have to go through here." Kenai and Coda began their scary trip through the valley. Suddenly, a spear landed inches away from Kenai. It was Denahi, exhausted and bruised, but determined. Thinking quickly, Kenai plunged his claws onto the ground. He made a hole that blasted a geyser of steam and caused his brother to fall backwards. Whoa, that was quick thinking on his part, huh? Kenai snatched up Coda and headed for a log bridge that led across a deep gorge. It was the only way to escape. As they were carefully making their way across, Denahi appeared and shook the bridge. What? Why would he do that? Oh no. Kenai lost his footing, and he and Coda dangled helplessly over the churning river below. Kenai struggled to pull them both up, then swung Coda to safety. But Denahi grabbed the log that held Kenai and shoved it over the side of the cliff with all his strength. Luckily, Kenai jumped off just in time. Phew! Kenai and Denahi stared at each other across the wide ravine. "What are you doing?" Coda asked Kenai. "We gotta get out of here." Turning to leave, they heard a hair-raising cry. Denahi was trying to leap across the ravine. Instead of making it to the other side, he fell and barely caught hold of the dangling log. Kenai watched helplessly as Denahi plunged into the river far below. Kenai waited and waited until at last Denahi surfaced and grabbed onto the floating log. The bear heaved a sigh of relief. Whew, he's safe. Coda and Kenai continued toward the salmon run. "Why do they hate us, Kenai?" Coda asked. Kenai tried to explain that bears were dangerous, scary animals. Coda didn't understand. "But Kenai, he attacked us," Coda said. Both bears were getting confused. In fact, Kenai was having a hard time remembering why he hated bears so much. All right, that's the end of this one. Don't forget to return for the next one called Brotherhood.
Oh, that was dangerous. Kenai and Coda, oh my stars, they almost didn't make it across that log. Oh, Mammy was scared. Were you scared? Oh, Mammy was scared. Whew. Well, that's the end of this one. We've got, I think, one more to go. Are you ready? Are you ready? So this is what Mammy says. The end. What does Mammy say? That's right. So besides your parents who loves you, God loves you always and forever. God will love you. But who else loves you? Mammy loves you. Shh. But Mammy loves you bestest. Until next time, my littles, be good and be kind.